Hey, this is Jonathan with Enhance Yourself, and today is part 2 of the video series, Why You're Not Losing Weight. So today, let's make it short and sweet. I want to talk about your strategy. If your strategy is bad, then even if you have the right mindset, you're not going to have results.
Okay, I'ma try it out.
So when it comes to strategy, we're talking about two main things that people go wrong in. And to understand these two main strategies that people go wrong in, we have to understand what a successful diet really needs. What a successful diet really needs is also two things. Number one, you have to eat less calories. Number two, you have to eat healthful foods. So people go wrong in these two areas with their strategy and with their misconceptions of what healthy food is. The strategy or your approach is supposed to help you manage your calories. And then your conceptions about what is healthy is supposed to help you decide and eat what's healthy. So if you can fix these two things about how you eat, your strategy will take you to the success that you've been looking for and will get you unstuck. You can be stuck because your strategy sucks, and you see all kinds of weird strategies and approaches that people are doing today. Weird diets, fad diets that are unnatural, and it's no wonder that people are seeing limited results, temporary results, or no results. The lack of health education that we have is so blatant when you look at what people think is healthy and the strategies that they're doing to approach weight loss. You see, because if you understand your body, if you understand the biophysics of your body, the thermodynamics, it's a system that works based on definite knowledge. It's not this mysterious thing. And if you know the concepts, and if you know the truth of what your body is designed to do and how to manage it, how much to eat and what to eat, then success is guaranteed. It's almost comical. It's almost funny that we even have to teach each other, that we have to learn about what to eat. It seems like that should be just common knowledge. You just do what's natural, but society has perverted food so much. There's so many unnatural foods, and there's so many lies, to be quite honest, out there. And there's so much stupidity and just bro science. There's so many people throwing around ideas out there that people are so confused. So how about we dig into it? Let's talk first and foremost about the strategy. The strategy. So what's your strategy? When you think of, okay, I'm gonna lose weight, how? What's your strategy? Some people approach it just like, well, I'm just gonna eat healthier. And then they go out and they buy all the things that they think are healthy. And then they're eating all these healthy foods, but they don't lose weight. And they think, I don't understand, I'm confused. So that approach doesn't work because the second reason, you don't know what really healthy is. And so that shotgun approach of, I'm just gonna eat healthier, a lot of times that doesn't work. And we're gonna talk about what healthy foods actually are, because that approach can work, and that is a legitimate strategy, but you have to actually eat foods that are natural to the system, and we'll talk about why that can actually work. But most of the time that doesn't work because the education on what's actually healthy food isn't there. So let's throw that one out for now. Another approach that people do is calorie restriction, which is actually the best way to lose weight if you track your calories. Where people mess up is they eat way too little calories, where they're just crash dieting and they can only sustain that for 3.5 days before they go off and cheat 2,000 calories of Krispy Kremes. So calorie restriction works, period. This is science. Any organism that eats less calories automatically lives longer, and they lose weight. They're lighter and they live longer. Okay, so calorie restriction in and of itself, even if you don't change what you're eating, even if you still eat the lasagna and pizza and the healthy choice dinner that you think is healthy, if you just reduce the calories that you're eating, it works. Is it the best way to live? No, of course not, because you're still eating unhealthy foods that are going to create lethargy, disease, and it's going to cause tendencies inside your body. If you're eating chemicals, hormones, and things that your body cannot assimilate, that's sitting in there, it's going to toxify your system. It's going to create lethargy in your mind, in your body. Your energy is going to stink. You're going to have brain fog. Excuse me. So even though calorie restriction works, I don't recommend it, because what do you want? Do you want a better life, or do you only want to lose a couple pounds? You want both. So obviously, calorie restriction, by getting the app, typing in all your calories, it's work, but it works. Now, sit tight if you say, there's no way I'm doing that. I'm not typing in everything I eat and tracking my calories. Well, honestly, it's worth it. I don't agree with that mindset, but I'm just going to be realistic. There's a lot of people who just won't do that. And there's ways around that. You don't necessarily have to, because guess what? If you're a natural human living in the world, like your body actually evolved to be like, you don't have to carry around a little notepad and jot down, 7 blackberries, 2:30 p.m., 97 calories, 13 carbohydrates. No, it's unnatural. Bottom line is, if you're eating all the right foods, your body will take care of itself, and you cannot gain weight if you're eating all the right foods. We'll get more into that. But if you're the type that says, well, I just want to keep on eating all the same foods, well, then you're going to have to eat less of it. I'm sorry. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you don't want to change the quality of the food, then you have to change the quantity of the food. I'm trying to work with you. You know, ideally, you'd change both. You'd say, I'm all in. I want to change the quality of the food, and I'm going to change the quantity of the food. But I'm just being realistic. Sometimes there's people on either side that only want to do one. You got the people who, they just want to eat until they're full all the time. So I say, change the quality of the food. Eat all the right things that are low calorie, high nutrients, like fruits, veggies, nuts, beans, seeds, legumes, roots. All those things, you can eat almost as much as you want, and it's going to be almost impossible for you to gain weight, especially if you're coming from a high calorie density diet. Notice I didn't include oils, because you're not going to be eating oils. It's too high calorie density. So that's one approach. We'll get a little bit more into that later. But getting back to the counting your calories, actually tracking it on the app and just looking at calories is the most straightforward, legitimate way. You have other diets that do this by tracking some kind of other metric according to their patented label brand, like Weight Watchers. Okay, I don't recommend that. It can work, but are you gonna really keep on buying their food for the rest of your life and using their method? Most of the time, no. Most of the time, their foods aren't the healthiest foods anyways, and that tends to be a very short-term thing. And why would you buy into their system? They're trying to make you a customer so that you have to keep on buying their foods that have their points. Why not just look at calories? Because no matter if you're on Weight Watchers in 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now, you can still track calories. And if you get that app and you just track calories, you can always track calories. You don't need to buy Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers. It's so much more legitimate. So let's talk about more weird strategies that people do. Some people, they go on these strange crash diets, like under 20 carbs a day or under 1,500 calories a day. Unrealistic things. So unrealistic approaches that are too extreme in terms of limiting yourself from eating one kind of macronutrient, like no fat or no carbs, or just super restrictive like that, tends to be unrealistic. Because are you really going to eat like that for the rest of your life? Really? Less than 20 carbs a day? It's such a short-term thing that why are you approaching your health and your life in such short-term metrics where, yes, in 8 weeks, if you only eat 20 carbs a day, you're going to lose weight, but then you're going to go back, and what do you think is going to happen when you go back to 200 carbs a day? See, it just depends on what you want. Do you want to just lose 20 pounds so that you can fit into that tuxedo for the wedding? Or do you want to actually be healthy? Do you want to actually have permanent weight loss? Do you want to actually have better energy in the body that you want for life? Do you want to enjoy the process? Or do you want to eat 20 carbs a day for the rest of your life? You know, that means that you can't eat so many foods. You can't eat like 90% of the foods in the world. How realistic is that? And by the way, how natural is that? Is any other creature in the world limiting themselves to that extent? And by the way, if you look at all the human tribes that haven't been socialized, and you look at what they eat, how many of them are obese, and how many of them are obsessing about how many calories they're eating a day, or how many carbohydrates or fruits that they're eating a day? See, a lot of this stuff is so silly. It's so silly, the strategies and approaches that we have towards dieting, and we think it's so legitimate for some reason, because we're just taking what somebody else is selling to us. They're selling us a product. They're selling us a book. They're selling us something that we just listen to them because they have letters behind their name, and we forget to actually think. We forget to actually think and ask our body what's natural. What does this body really need? Is this strategy really sustainable? Can I enjoy my life with this strategy? So, with keto, yeah, it's not like these strategies don't work. These strategies can work, but for how long can they realistically work? Okay, so the telltale sign of a strange diet, a fad diet, is only focusing on eliminating one macronutrient, like low fat or low carb. If you're on that kind of a diet that demonizes one macronutrient, I say watch out. Sounds like it's not going to be long-term. Sounds like it's not going to be practical or natural to your body, because your body realistically needs all of the macronutrients. If you're not giving it enough fat, there's going to be problems with your hormones. If you're not giving enough carbs, there's going to be problems with your nutrient levels, because you're not eating the fruits and the vegetables that have carbs. Your body naturally is meant to go out and eat whatever it naturally really craves. It's not thinking, oh no, is this a carbohydrate? Or, oh no, does this have some fat? All it's thinking is, does this have the sustenance that I'm craving? So eat all the macros. What you really want to focus on in terms of the strategy is just less calories. Okay? So let's move on. Let's move into what foods are actually healthy. Because there's a lot of lies out there, a lot of wrong beliefs, and a lot of pride. Have you noticed that people hold on to their beliefs about food so hard? It's kind of like a religion to them. They're so proud of their beliefs and what they think is the right thing to eat. And they don't even have results. A lot of people are overweight. They look bad. They don't have results, yet they won't let go of their ideas about what's healthy and what's not healthy. It's like pride, even amongst your failure. It's very strange. But people like to hold on to their beliefs. So the first thing is, if you don't have the success that you want, let go of all your beliefs and just be willing to look at it and say, maybe I should open my mind, because maybe everything that I believe about food isn't working. Is it? Is it working for you? If it's not working for you, then you should humble yourself and listen and try something new. And not just hold on to this idea of what you think is healthy. So let's get into it. Common foods that people think are healthy, but they're not. I call them fake health foods. Number one, all kinds of dairy. People think that skim milk, raw milk, any kind of milk is good for you. People think that cheese is natural, a healthy weight loss tool. How about this one? Low-fat yogurt, Greek yogurt. As if just because you're calling it Greek and you give it a fancy design that it makes it healthy because you're imagining somebody in a linen dress eating it. So why is dairy unhealthy? Dairy is not a good weight loss food for so many reasons. If I asked you what's good about dairy, what nutrients does it have? Probably the only thing that you're thinking about is calcium. And guess what? It actually doesn't have that much calcium. Broccoli has so much more calcium. Vegetables has so much more calcium than dairy. And even if dairy had skyrocket levels of calcium, justifying a food with one macronutrient or one nutrient is not a good way to justify you eating a food. You see, the dairy industry has told you to drink dairy because it's good for you, because it has calcium, makes your bones strong. That's been debunked, that's dispelled. The reality of what dairy is it's an obesogenic liquid substance taken from a large bovine creature that's meant to make its offspring grow. And then you eat it thinking that's gonna help you lose weight. So in other words, milk or anything that's taken from a mammal, a large mammal, it has hormones and it has chemicals that are meant to stimulate growth, protein synthesis, growth. It's been linked to cancer growth too, because the same pathway, mTOR, that bulks up the mammal, bulks up cancer. So if you think that is a good idea to go drink the milk of another species to lose weight, best of luck, because it's meant to grow its offspring. It's not a dietary thing. And by the way, it doesn't really have nutrients, it's not that filling, and it's just a lie that it's a health food because they want to sell you products. All right, moving on, what else? Whole grain. People think that whole grains are good. So they're buying Lucky Charms because the box says 16 grams of whole grain. Graham crackers are okay to eat to them because, hey, whole grains. The Publix multi-grain bread is apparently healthy for you because it has multi-grains. Well, grains have been perverted in so many ways. I wish that they were healthy because I personally love the taste of them. But when you have all these man-made products that have defiled grains, it's not a health food anymore. The grain's defiled because they harvest it far before it's mature. You know what? Let's just talk about the nutrients in it. The nutrients has been defiled. They've removed all the enzymes to help the shelf life. And so what you're eating in the grains, in the bread, no longer has the enzymes and the fiber that it once had. It's basically just empty calories, raw carbohydrates that it's not really a health food. What else do we have? People think that eating lean meat is going to help them lose weight just because it's lean. They think it's going to make them lean. So, for example, they'll buy turkey breast or chicken breast, thinking that somehow that's a food that's going to help them slim down. So the reality behind meat is that, sure, it's not extremely high in calories, and it's not extremely dense calories when it's just the chicken breast. So that's why you can see a lot of bodybuilders and fitness experts eating it, and it kind of works because it helps build the muscle. But in terms of how satiating it actually is, protein tends to be a little bit more satiating than carbohydrates when they're empty carbohydrates. But if you compare eating lunch meat or chicken breast to eating raw vegetables, a soup of raw vegetables, a salad, fruit salad, potatoes, yams, pumpkins, seeds, legumes, all those foods will fill you up much more with the nutrients and with the actual volume. It'll occupy more space in your stomach, so your body will give you signals saying, hey, I have the nutrients that I need, calm down, you don't have to eat as much. And the stretch receptors in your stomach's lining get activated, decreasing the hunger signals to your brain. So the more foods you eat with high volume, high nutrients, the less hungry you're going to be, the less calories you're going to eat naturally. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of eating a lot of meat. By the way, it's mostly because it creates disease in the body. We're talking about inflammation, acidity, cancer, and plaque. By the way, meat doesn't really have that much nutrients in it. So really think about that. I made a whole video talking about the most natural foods that your body is designed to eat. So check that out. That will go into the detail, looking at the biology of your teeth, your salivary glands, your stomach, your intestines, and looking at what is really designed to take in and assimilate and break down, comparing it to every other animal in the world so that you can know what kind of foods you're naturally designed to eat. And by the way, if I hold up the flesh, a corpse of a dead squirrel to your face, is that repugnant to you, or do you want to just do you just want to dive into that all the blood and eat all the guts? Because any other animal in nature that eats meat and flesh, that's what they'll do. Their eyes sparkle when they see a dead corpse and blood. They want to drink it. They want to eat it. But if you even walked into a slaughterhouse and you heard all the death cries and you saw all the blood and you smelled everything, whoo! It's important to eat according to nature. If you do unnatural things, and you expect good results, what kind of world are you living in? Should we eat according to our nature? Or should we eat according to the big corporations that are running businesses, feeding us information and propaganda, who want to line their pockets, even if it's lining your body with cancer and disease? But if I hold up a fruit or a vegetable or a nut or a seed, naturally your mouth starts salivating. So what I'm saying is, if you return back to nature and stop covering up all these other foods that are unnatural to your body and tricking your body and forcing your body to eat these foods that it really doesn't want to eat. The only reason your body wants to eat meat is if you cook it and you put all kinds of sugars and herbs and spices on it. Because if you were really meant to eat meat, you'd be able to go catch a duck or a squirrel and just dig into it right there. Which, how are you going to do that with these? You can't. So living naturally will naturally guide you to the right foods. Other health foods, other fake health foods, are processed man-made foods that are being sold as health foods, like ready-to-eat dinners, or protein shakes, or any weight loss supplement that's basically made by man. You wouldn't find it in nature, and they're selling it to you, making you think that it's going to help you lose weight. Red flag right there. What about fruit juice? Fruit juice and sodas. Let's talk drinks. Fruit juice, that's not going to help you lose weight. It's all just sugar. It's like 3% juice most of the time. It says it right at the top. And it doesn't have any of the nutrients or the fiber. It's been superheated to kill any germs, so it kills all the nutrients. You're basically just drinking liquid sugar. It's almost as bad as soda. Diet health drinks, diet sodas, diet teas, things that taste sweet but have no calories, that's been proven to add weight to your body. If you just go to Google and type in dietary 0-calorie foods and the effect on obesity, you'll find articles on PubMed showing that the more diet foods or 0-calorie foods a person eats, obesity rates go up. That has to do with more than just calories, because it's impacting your system in a way that's messing your hormones, because it's creating toxicity in your body, because you're putting chemicals in your body. These drinks, these foods with artificial and natural flavors, a lot of times, get this, it's industrial compounds, industrial chemicals, like paint thinner, chemicals that industries use in concrete, weird stuff. Stuff taken from a beaver's gland, natural flavor. And when you're putting these chemicals into your body cannot assimilate and process that. It's going to store it. It's going to store it in the lipids that makes your body toxic. It's trying to preserve your organs, so it puts it into the lipids. The lipids crystallize and become thicker, and they're not brown fat, it's white fat. It's toxic fat, and it becomes harder and harder to lose weight because it's toxified fat. And so you'll have to detox to get rid of those toxins so that your body can use the fat that's been toxified and used as a waste dump, basically. All right, let's talk about just overall misconceptions. Let's clear the space a little bit more before we wrap up. Lies and misconceptions about food, all right? People think that fruits are bad, which is a lie. People think that carbs are bad, which is a lie. People think that oils are good, that it's good to cook with olive oil. It's a lie. People think that eating tons of fat is a good idea when it comes to weight loss, because people have popularized this idea that fat is good for your body. True, but when you're trying to lose weight, fat is the most calorie-dense thing that you could possibly eat. So you gotta watch out. It's a lie that eating more meat and protein is healthy for you. World Health Organization is talking about when you increase the amount of processed meats that you're eating, which meat is almost always processed, you increase your rate for obesity, heart disease, cancer. World Health Organization. It's a lie that low-fat dairy is good. It's a lie that your body goes into starvation mode if you don't eat 5 meals a day. Really? You really think that your body is that fickle that it doesn't know that you're fat and it goes into starvation mode after not eating for 5 hours? So people are eating so frequently because they think that they're going to go into starvation mode. No. Your body knows that you're fat. I'm sorry. It doesn't think that you're Brad Pitt. It knows that you're fat. It's not going to go into starvation mode that fast. Why I'm saying this is when you give your body 8 hours between meals, the fasting process is good because it cleanses your body from toxins. Once your body uses all the sugar in your bloodstream, it goes straight to the glycogen stored in your liver and your muscles. Usually that's gone in 4 hours. So you got the 4 hours to eat the sugar in your bloodstream, the 4 hours to eat your glycogen stores. After those 8 hours, guess what? You're eating the fat in your body. So you're detoxifying. And plus, all the blood and all the nutrients is not going towards only digestion. It's going towards cleansing your organs. It's going towards helping your organs work for your body better. It's going towards your brain. It's going towards healing your body and putting out inflammation and killing disease. You see, if you're constantly eating every 2 to 3 hours, that's a lot of energy that it takes to digest and break down a foreign object entering your body that your body has to clean, break down, assimilate, and build yourself from. It takes a tremendous amount of energy that if you're constantly putting energy there, you're taking away energy that could be going towards cleaning up your body, healing you, building you. It's like if you're constantly stressing out workers who are trying to build a house and you never give them rest. You think it's going to be good, but what really happens is they just get tired and fatigued, and it makes the whole situation worse. Fasting has been proven to not only decrease disease rates and cure diseases, but people that fast have lower BMIs. In India, it's very customary for people above the age of 30 to eat twice a day. 8 hours span in between the meals. And this is what people are talking about a lot nowadays with intermittent fasting, where you give yourself an 8-hour window in the day to eat, and then you don't eat for the 16 other hours. For example, you'd eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and that's the only time that you eat. And guess what? It works. Even if you don't change what you're eating. Even if you keep on eating the same things, just by decreasing the time span that you can eat that food, it's so good for your body. Growth hormone levels skyrocket. Testosterone levels skyrocket. You eat less calories. You see, the over-obsession of eating all the time not only takes a lot of time, but it stresses out your body. So don't think that you have to eat 5 meals a day. That's not good for your body anyways. Oils. Let's talk more about oils. Oil is the most calorie-dense food in the universe. So do you think that eating oil is going to help you lose weight? Do you ever find oil in nature? No, you find the whole food, like the olives. Eat olives. But to squeeze out 1,000 olives and be able to eat 1,000 olives in 1 tablespoon fills you up like nothing. It feels like you ate air. And also, it doesn't really have that much nutrients. For the amount of calories that you're getting, it doesn't have that much nutrients. So it's not taking up space in your stomach, and it's not giving your body the nutrients that it needs. So it's gonna want you to go out and get more food. Especially if you cook with oils. If you cook with oils, you're changing the chemical structure into the worst thing you can possibly eat for your body, a trans fat. What does that mean? It means it's promoting cancer and inflammation in your body because it's so unnatural that your body doesn't know what to do with it. So whenever you cook with oils, you're damaging your body. You're giving your body free radicals. You're giving your body very bad compounds when you fry the oil into the protein or into the carbohydrates. It creates an AGE, an advanced glycation end product that your body sees as foreign. It has to commit a lot of immune cells to go fight it. So you're basically starting a fight with your body when you eat these wrong foods. Basically. You're weakening your body. So if you're going to have some oil, have a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, but just a little bit. If you're eating to lose weight, don't eat oil. It's just the stupidest thing you can possibly do. Don't eat oil if you're trying to lose weight, okay? Eat the real food. Eat coconut. Eat olives. Don't eat the distilled calories of that food. It's just, it just makes no sense. It's like you're trying to foil yourself. All right? No, last lie. You need protein. You need a lot of protein. All right, listen. There is not more than 40 cases of protein deficiency in the United States per year. It just doesn't happen. Everything has protein. Nobody has a protein problem. Everything has protein. Even fruits are like 3 to 5% protein. Spinach, by weight, has more protein than meat. If you're eating enough green leafy vegetables, nuts and beans, don't ever worry about protein deficiency. Why is this even here? Well, I think you already know why. People are trying to sell you protein. So they're going to say, hey, you need protein. You want to be like a little wimpy rabbit? And then you think, oh no, I don't want to be a wimpy rabbit. I'm a man. I eat protein. So you buy their product. Go ask the gorilla if he's getting enough protein eating 99% veggies. Hey, gorilla, you're looking kind of skinny there, man. Where's your protein? That's not a thing. It's just not a thing. And the reason I'm telling you this is because animal protein ingestion is directly linked to cancer. Linearly, the more animal protein you eat has been scientifically proven many, many times to be correlated with cancer rates. You're creating cancer in your body the more protein you eat. You know, I used to be a weightlifter, and back in the weightlifting circles, they would actually say, eat at least 2 times your body weight in grams of protein a day. So if I weighed 150, they want me to eat 300 grams of protein a day. You know how hard that is on your kidneys and your liver? They're saying that because they want to grow. They want to stimulate that mTOR, but that mTOR is creating disease and cancer in your body. We have 1 in 2 people in America getting cancer every year. 600,000 people every year dying from cancer. And we also eat the most meat out of any country in the world. I don't think it's just a correlation. Because it's been proven by science. It's not natural anyway. Just keep on bringing it back. Is it really natural? If you're out in the wild, you would not be the creature that would be able to eat meat. All right, so we've gone over a lot. Some health food tips that will help you on your weight loss journey. Do the intermittent fasting. Give yourself a 12-hour window, a 10-hour window, an 8-hour window, or a 6-hour window. Whatever window you need, just get a window. Don't eat 3 hours before bed. If you eat food before bed, it's going to be sitting in your stomach and it's going to be pressing on the organs of your body when you're horizontal. Your body doesn't like that. It creates a lot of inertia, and it's so hard for your body to assimilate and digest the food when it's in that position. It's a very good strategy if you're trying to gain weight. Sumo wrestlers do it. So if you want to be a sumo wrestler, do what they do. And eat as much as you can before bed. Okay, so I recommend have the stomach empty by eating nothing for 3 to 4 hours before bed. Remember, you don't have to worry about macronutrients really. Just think about the calories and think about eating the right foods. If you think about eating the right foods, naturally your body is going to eat less because you're eating foods that are less in calories, higher in volume. It's going to take care of the calories naturally. But if you're eating the right foods and you still feel like you're not losing weight, just get the app, start tracking your calories, and start decreasing 100 every week and see how many calories you have to eat before you start losing weight. Don't go too crazy. You don't have to eat that much less. Some more helpful tips. Look at the food labels if you're going to buy something packaged and make sure that it doesn't have sugars or any kind of oils added. Those are the two main things that are really going to kill your weight loss success, is if you're eating added sugars and added fats. Whether it's canola oil, safflower, sunflower, olive oil, coconut oil. There's all kinds of different oils. If it says oil in the ingredients, don't eat it. Same thing with organic cane sugar. Don't let organic make you think that it's healthy all of a sudden. Don't eat organic cane sugar. If you make half of the foods that you eat raw, meaning you don't cook it, then that will create a tremendous sense of lightness and energy in your body, because raw food has enzymes, and enzymes help your body perform processes successfully, whether it's repairing your body or creating energy, assimilating proteins. You need these enzymes. Your body can only create so many by itself. If you get them from the food, then you're going to feel light, energized, and you're going to burn more calories, you're going to be more active, you're going to feel better, you're going to feel more alive anyways, you're going to feel healthier. But when you cook it, it destroys those enzymes. So if you're constantly only eating cooked food, then your body has to spend its own vital enzymes to digest that food, enzymes that it could be using for other body processes. You have thousands of body processes that need these little enzymes, these little puzzle pieces that lock in and make the process happen easier. So if you're feeling lethargic, tired, lazy, then start eating more raw food. You'll feel lighter, more energized. Your brain will function better. Just try it out. Other than that, shift your diet to eating what your body is designed to eat. The fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, they're so good. The roots, the sweet potatoes, the yams, the plantains, the yuccas. There's so many different foods, Caribbean foods, Indian foods, all the different styles of beans. Start eating these things, the plants. Why? Because they have the nutrients, they have the water that takes up space in your stomach, they have the low calories. It's really what you're designed to eat, and I guarantee you, you start shifting more towards these foods and away from meats, processed foods, dairy, You're going to feel stronger, you're going to feel more alive, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to lose weight, you're going to feel more full and more agile even if you eat until you're full. So that's a good deal if you ask me. All right, so put this stuff to use, put it to the test. And if you're not seeing progress, just decrease those calories little by little. Remember, it's all about eating less kcals and eating the right foods. If you can figure these two things out, you win. It's about being practical, natural, and realistic with your approach and your strategy. Being healthy and eating right should be a joy to return back to what you're designed to be. To be healthy, it's not a chore. It's life promoting. If it feels like a chore, if it feels like it's a struggle, like you don't want to do it, like it's a strange thing, like diet is a 4-letter word, then change your approach, change your strategy, and return back to how you're really supposed to be eating. And you're gonna start feeling better immediately. Alright, so if you liked this video and found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, share it with somebody who can help, and this is Jonathan. I'm signing off. I hope that this helped you.
Na 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 dum 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 na 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 na